Hello friends, and welcome back to our little nerdy corner of the internet. With spooky season in full swing, I thought it was high time I added some carnivorous greenery to our shop. My name is Ketturah, and let's get into it. The base of Audrey 2 is made out of 5mm EVA foam and a pattern from Kamui Cosplay. I will have the link for the pattern in the description below along with the list of materials I used for this project. I cut out 8 pieces and then glued 4 of them together to make the top and the bottom of Audrey 2's head. For the stem, I used a PVC pipe, carefully heating it up and then bending it into shape. For the lips and gums, I used EVA foam dowels. For the tongue, I used 10mm EVA foam, and for the weird flower pieces inside Audrey 2's mouth, I used 5mm EVA foam. Off camera, I used my handy dandy rotary tool to clean up any of the rough edges on the EVA foam pieces so far, before we start playing with one of my favorite mediums, EVA foam clay. To help blend the clay on the piece, I oversaturated the clay to the point where it was just about to start to dissolve, and then I worked it into the head. One note I'd like to make: if you are playing along at home, when you are oversaturating your EVA foam clay, it will shrink more than normal. I added some tinfoil on the inside of the mouth to build it up before going over top of it with some EVA foam clay. Now, any self-respecting carnivorous plant wouldn't be anything without their teeth. To make the pearly whites, I'll be using Sculpey III. A little bit of isopropyl alcohol to smooth out the teeth before a trip to the oven. To grucify the gum line, I made a bunch of balls out of EVA foam clay and used the teeth that I made earlier and my fingers to smooth them into the desired shape. When it comes to making things here, we do not strive to be screen accurate, especially when it comes to projects like Audrey 2. I chose to focus on several key elements of this particular carnivorous plant that would make Audrey 2 recognizable, and it's always fun to put your own personality into your project. One of the elements I wanted to carry over from the big screen to my project was to recreate the 3 big leaves Audrey 2 has. To make this happen, I used 5mm EVA foam, and I took some sculpture wire and just jammed it up the middle. A little bit of EVA foam clay to hide where the wire has poked through. To make this plant the baddest mother around, we need to give it some vines. I used sculpture wire, then covered it up with tinfoil, and then went back over all of it with EVA foam clay. To make the scales, I used a wood burning tool with a pointed tip. This was an extremely satisfying part of the project, but also one of the more toxic parts of this project. So if you're playing along at home, make sure you are working in a well-ventilated area with the proper PPE. Before I start painting, I like to kick things off with a flexible primer. Followed up with a coat of white acrylic paint, and then a coat of the base colors. With the base coats complete, it's time to add some depth. Several washes of yellow ochre to start with to dull the colors a bit. Followed up with several layers of green paint and then some magenta around the lips. I would like to take a quick moment and thank you for watching this video. If you're enjoying this video and you want to see more content like this, make sure you like and subscribe so you can be along for the ride. Now that I'm happy with the details, I'll be doing one last wash with burnt umber to make this piece cohesive. Let's unpearly those whites. A wash of yellow ochre should do the trick. I was beginning to worry that Audrey 2 was going to be top heavy, so I added some Plaster of Paris to the planter to help balance everything out. To add some hideousness to our carnivorous friend, I gave the lips, teeth, and gums a high gloss varnish with a few drops of red alcohol ink. Here is an excellent shot of the before and after of the high gloss treatment. Now let's put the rest of the mouth together. Off camera, I sanded some paint away in the back of the head so it would attach to the stem easier with my good friend contact cement. To cover up the attachment point, I'll be using EVA foam clay. There aren't too many good pictures out in the wild of the back of Audrey II's head, so I used a sunflower stem for my inspiration. I hope you've enjoyed watching making this video as much as I did making Audrey II from Little Shop of Horrors. I've been wanting to make this plant for a long time, and I'm finally happy I get to do it and share it with you all. Now let's check out those final results.